Shalom, family. Good to see everyone here. Hope you're doing well. Well, we're going to talk about this slush fund that Donald Trump is very determined to give out to the J6 criminals. You know, it's unbelievable to think somebody can defecate in the Capitol and get paid $1 million. But that is about to happen if Donald Trump gives out this money. So there are a lot of people that are very upset about this, and I'm shocked. It's a lot of his own people out here making videos complaining about the J6ers should not get a dime. They broke the law. They, put their hands on police officers. An officer lost his, livelihood out there. And not to mention, remember, they were looking for Nancy Pelosi and um, Mike Pence. They had a noose out there for Mike Pence. And for all of that, Donald Trump think they should be paid. Well, there are states right now, it's California and New York, that are saying if any money is paid out from that slush fund, they're going to be watching. They're going to tax whoever's getting it 100%. So they won't get one dime of that money. Now, there are several blue states, including my state, that said they're going to do the same thing. I think it's Illinois, Connecticut, New Jersey, and a few other states that are blue that are saying they're going to do the same thing. If any money is sent to anyone in the state that went to that insurrection, they are going to tax it 100%. So this will be interesting to see how it plays out. I know Donald Trump ain't going to be happy about that, you know, but see, Democrats, this is what you got to do when it comes down to our reparations. It ain't popular. Y'all keep saying, oh, us getting reparations is not popular. A lot of people don't like it. Well, a lot of people don't like what Donald Trump is doing. He's getting a lot of backlash for trying to give money to the J6ers. And guess what? He's ignoring them. And he wants to give this money out no matter what, even if people are complaining about it. Well, that's how you got to be when it comes down to our reparations. I don't give a damn about who got a problem with it. The bottom line is we pay taxes like everybody else in this country. You're taking our tax dollars and giving it to people that peed and defecated in the Capitol. We're supposed to be okay with that. But you can't take our tax dollars and give us reparations. I don't want to hear about who don't like it. I really don't. Especially when I'm seeing all these videos out here of people that don't like that these insurrectionists is getting, they don't even care. So if Donald Trump can blow off the negativity, you can blow it off when it comes down to our reparations. Period. Thank you, dark skinned brother, for your super chat. Shalom, my warrior queen sister. All praises to the Most High. Thank you so much for your support for my channel. I appreciate it. So, y'all, let's get to it. Okay. Please give me a one if you can see my screen. Thank you. At least if you give it to us, at least I feel like we deserve it. These people that went up there and tore the Capitol up, they don't deserve a damn thing. They committed a criminal act. We are the descendants of slaves. Y'all committed the criminal act on us. So, no, we are definitely entitled to it. But these J6ers, hell no. Hell no. You know, the ones in the red state, if they get it, they'll probably end up keeping it. But in the blue states, they're trying to intercept that mess. All right. Thank you for the ones, everybody.
Trump just created a $1.8 billion slush fund to pay off January 6th insurrectionists using your tax dollars. No congressional approval, no oversight, just pure corruption. A slush fund created by a lawless president for his insurrectionist followers. Today, I introduced the New York Anti-Insurrectionist Act. This bill would create a 100% state income tax on any New Yorker who collects from this fund. It's simple. If you're a New Yorker and you take from this illegal slush fund, New York State will tax 100% of it. If you storm the Capitol and you take from the slush fund, too bad, we're taking it. I'm Alex Boris, New York State legislator running for Congress to take on Trump in D.C.
Participation trophy. Here's what Gavin Newsom had to say about how California can fight back against this taxpayer-funded crime.
One thing that I think we're going to try to do with your support is tax 100%. Anyone from California that receives any of those funds, we want to tax 100% of those proceeds. And that's an action the state of California can take. It's an action we look forward to taking.
All right, there we go. You're a move. What's that? QAnon wolf guy, whatever his name is, right? Like, what are we talking about? This is a winner for the 300+ million people who didn't storm the Capitol. Remember that day? I was glued to the TV. I couldn't believe it. It felt like we were watching some shitty Netflix movie, right? I just could not believe my eyes. Well, this effort is creating steam. We have the Anti-Insurrectionist Act. I shared this on an earlier episode today. Go check out our other content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But here's Alex Boris talking about the fact that they in New York will also try to get a bill passed that will 100% tax anyone who takes this money.
Trump just created a $1.8 billion slush fund to pay off January 6th insurrectionists using your tax dollars. No congressional approval, no oversight, just pure corruption. A slush fund created by a lawless president for his insurrectionist followers. Today, I introduced the New York Anti-Insurrectionist Act. This bill would create a 100% state income tax on any New Yorker who collects from this fund. It's simple. If you're a New Yorker and you take from this illegal slush fund, New York State will tax 100% of it. If you storm the Capitol and you take from the slush fund, too bad, we're taking it.
There it is. All right, so we're about to find out, the old FAFO. Now, what's interesting about this, and by the way, the people have spoken, right? How about this? Mark Zuckerberg's massive yacht arrives to Seattle the same day Meta cuts their local workforce by 20%. They're rubbing it in our face. Tax the insurrectionists, tax the billionaires. Like, yeah, sure. You want to work hard, you make a little extra than someone else maybe, but it's like, who the hell is to say Mark Zuckerberg steals from the Winklevoss twins and this is what he gets? He gets to steal half of Hawaii, literally pushing people out so he can build a doomsday bunker. The cost, this yacht is $300 million, $90,000 per day to operate. And again, why do I bring this up? Because we have a movement. It's not left versus right. It's up versus down. Tax the billionaires and make sure that our own tax money doesn't go to pay off people that were part of a violent insurrection. Now, what's so interesting about this insurrection is we're actually finding a ton of pushback. Everyone says, why aren't they fighting? How about this? 35 former federal judges filed a motion in Florida asking the court to reopen Trump's $10 billion lawsuit against the IRS. They say the court was deceived. The settlement commandeers the contrived sum of $1.776 billion from the U.S. Treasury. And it's like, yeah, no duh. We see this from a mile away. But Trump is so matter-of-factual, like, well, I had to sue him. And again, we've talked about this over and over, all because somebody leaked Trump's tax returns. And other people had their tax returns leaked as well. But we have this precedent that was set where if you're going to even run for office as president, you release your tax returns. People want to know before they're voting where your money comes from. And again, with Trump, all he said over and over, I'm going to release them. I'm going to release them. They're very complicated. I have to wait for this thing. And then he would say, I can't release them because they're subpoenaing me. He would just make shit up, right? Left and right. And then finally, he doesn't release them, sues the government, uses our tax money to pay off the people that fought for him after he lost an election. Dude, take the loss. The court.
As the week begins, there are now 3 federal suits challenging this $1.7 billion Trump slush fund. 3 federal suits for now. There could be more because this thing is so unpopular. It's the political version of a sulfur mine. It just stinks, and you can't deny that this thing stinks. Among the federal lawsuits here in Washington, D.C., there's a suit filed by a group called Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, a watchdog group that's been around here a while. They have had success in federal courts against the Trump administration. They're arguing that this thing is a jaw-dropping piece of corruption, self-dealing, and that the court should intervene. There's also another suit from the former Capitol Police officer Harry Dunn and the D.C. police officer Danny Hodges, who works just down the road with the D.C. Police Department. They're arguing that if the January 6 rioters are paid off out of this slush fund, the government, taxpayers, would be subsidizing people, some people, who menace and threaten them to this day, that they would be adversely impacted. And down the street in Alexandria, Virginia, at the federal court in the Eastern District of Virginia, a group has filed a civil suit there, including a former January 6 prosecutor. They're making the argument there that this is political favoritism to one-party supporters, one-person supporters over the others. We're waiting for court dates, for hearing dates. There are deadlines coming up in these legal cases. They may take precedence over the efforts to pass legislation to outlaw the fund, but it clearly shows people are so outraged by this sulfur mine of a piece of legislation, they are ready, willing, and now able to fight over it.
This just in, Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, just announced a 100% tax on anyone receiving money from Mr. Donald Trump's slush fund in the state of California. Yes, you heard me right. This includes any allies. This also J6 insurrectionists. No one's going to be left out. If you live in California and you're getting money out of Mr. Donald Trump's so-called $1.8 billion, get ready to pay 100% tax. I mean, this man is the myth, the legend, Gavin Newsom, probably your next president. And he now knows how to combat Mr. Donald Trump's free slush money for all these people that are trying to get some money out of this deal. And let's see what happens. This is really good. It's going to bring in a lot of income to California. I mean, just thinking about it kind of gives me agita. It's actually hilarious. So get ready, people. If you're Trump's ally or part of the J6ers, you're going to pay some serious coin.
Now, slush fund that you mentioned, are you looking to take any action on it? Is there anything you can do about that?
Well, I've been thinking a lot. I'm not in Congress. I was out there in Washington, D.C., trying to make a case anew. And some good meetings with EPA. Lee Zeldin's, I want to get him fired. One thing that I think we're going to try to do with your support is tax 100%. Anyone from California that receives any of those funds, we want to tax 100% of those proceeds. And that's an action the state of California can take. It's an action we look forward to taking.
Good morning. It's about 6:55 out here on the West Coast. It is May 28th, and I'm doing a follow-up to yesterday's tax video. Now, the tax is California looking to tax anyone who receives any funds from the 1.776 slush, whatever the fuck it is, out here in California, 100%. So if you're a California resident, you're going to be taxed 100%. So you're going to lose all that money. Well, New York's looking at it too. They're actually looking at passing a law. I in the articles that I read, I did not see any details of how this would be legal. I did not see how this could function. They're just saying that they're going to do it. I am sure the courts will weigh in and we'll find out what's legal and what's not. Plain and simple. So yeah, that's the follow-up. They, you know, and one of well, I actually had 2 commenters on YouTube. That one was, well, dude, details matter. Well, I'm giving you some extra details. There aren't any extra details. New York is looking to pass a law. California didn't say anything about that. So there's your details. How it works, how it functions, no clue. Very much in the beginning stage. We'll see what happens. Then the other one was, is it legal? And I talked about that a little bit before. We don't know. There is no discussion on whether it's legal, whether it's not, whether a state can tax that much. Who the fuck knows? They can do what I don't know. We'll see what happens. And yeah, so everybody have a good day, and we'll talk to you later.
Talk about the $1.7 billion slush fund that the Trump administration has set up for the insurrectionists. I'm a lawyer in real life. I don't play one on television. I'm sure you all have heard about this $1.7 billion that the Trump administration is going to be giving insurrectionists, people who have been disbarred because they violated the rules of law while working for his administration. Every deplorable that you can think of is going to be applying and probably being given this money. Listen, as soon as the rules for applying for this comes out, I'm going to tell you how you can apply. Because the stress, the strain, the anger that this administration has caused me since they have been in office is worth millions of dollars. Of course, they think they're going to use this just for the deplorables, the insurrectionists, the disbarred individuals, but this administration is not going to be in office forever. And I am going to apply for my portion of this. I'm going to tell you all how to apply for your portion of it. We're going to keep appealing until we get a portion of this $1.7 billion. So share, like, and follow. So when the time comes, you will know how to apply for your portion of the 1.7.
California is attempting to completely neutralize a massive federal payout program. California Governor Gavin Newsom just announced today, May 27, 2026, that any California resident who accepts the Trump Slush fund will be taxed on it 100%. But what is the Trump Slush fund? It is the $1.776 billion anti-weaponization fund. This fund was created May 18, 2026, and it was created as part of a private Department of Justice settlement. This settlement ended a personal $10 billion lawsuit that Donald Trump and his family filed against the IRS. And this was all because there was leaked tax returns of the Trump family. And now, instead of using private money, Trump's DOJ pulled $1.776 billion from the Treasury Department, meaning that this was entirely funded by American taxpayers. And what's even crazier, this settlement includes a super pardon clause that permanently bars the IRS from ever auditing Trump and his family. So the big question, apart from what is the Trump Slush fund, is who benefits from this? Well, first things first, Trump and his family are legally barred from taking any cash. So instead, the money is earmarked for people who claim they were victims of federal lawfare or weaponization. So what does that mean? Well, this opens the door for the 1,600 January 6ers to claim that they were those victims. And those January 6ers get to claim money to cover jail time, money to pay back whatever they spent on criminal defense, and loss of business. And because this fund is being controlled by a 5-member panel appointed by Donald Trump, critics are saying that this is a political piggy bank. That brings us back to Governor Newsom. Now, since California cannot legally ban a federal program, Newsom is using state tax as a weapon. So that means if you live in California and you receive a single dime from that payout, the state will seize 100% of that payout. And California is not alone when it comes to taxing 100% of this federal payout. New York is going to also join California and follow with a 100% tax on it as well. And well, I'm pretty sure other blue states are also going to follow along with California and New York. Pretty freaking crazy, right? But let me know what you think about this whole situation in the comments below.
Gav said, mess around if you want to. California will impose 100% tax on payments distributed from Trump's Jan 6 slush fund. Mess around if you want to. Daddy Gav said, we don't play silly games, but if you want to play silly games, then you're going to win a silly prize. 100% tax. No money for you. Nobody could claim that Gav don't know how to go out on the offense. He actually made this statement, made this announcement whilst talking about a new law that he signed into effect in California protecting their elections over there, just to make sure that no slick-ish doesn't go down come November. Yeah. I mean, I know Virginia's governor did the same a couple of weeks ago. I mean, what's going on, blue states? What's going on, Democrats? Everybody needs to get out ahead of this and put some strong laws in place and some strong penalties in place for anybody that tries to come to our states messing with our are sovereign elections? I'm just saying.
All right. Well, if that money comes through, y'all, it is a big chance that Donald Trump will keep that entire $1.776 billion. You know, Donald Trump loves stealing money, and he may get these people all hyped up, believing they're going to get this money in the mail, and Donald Trump may pocket the entire thing. So it is not a sure thing that they're going to get this money. All right. It is not a sure thing they're going to get this money. Because I even saw about a week ago that Donald Trump was talking about giving them crypto. And I was like, you ain't going to do nothing but steal the money and give them some useless crypto. But that's what he was talking about, kicking even that idea around. So we shall see how this play out. It looks like there are states ready to fight on this one. And they should. They should. If Donald Trump give this money out, I don't want to hear nothing about we can't get reparations. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. And these people, the ones that are sitting there politically, because right now the Democrats, they just want to save their seats. They really don't care about us, y'all. Their seats are being written out from, the Republicans and what they're doing, redrawing the maps and everything. That's the only reason why you see them out in the forefront. On any given day, they never gave a crap about us. So, but their feet will be held to the fire if they don't push this reparations through after Donald Trump giving money to a bunch of criminals. So, y'all, we shall see what happens. I'll definitely keep a close watch on this story. So, y'all have a wonderful afternoon and be on the lookout for my upcoming lives. And don't forget to pick up your hair products. Shalom, family. Oh, hold on. Dark Skin Brother, thank you again for your super chat. These wicked things in charge suck us dry. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. See, they talk all that merit stuff, but at the end of the day, what merit did these J6ers do? They ran into a federal building and committed a crime. But Donald Trump and them want us to believe everything is on merit. I mean, if you don't get out of here with that nonsense, nothing in here has ever been on merit. It's been about race, and it always will be about race. If those J6ers were a bunch of black melanated men and women, you wouldn't be talking about not 1 ounce of no reparations, and you know it. So y'all have a wonderful afternoon. Shalom, family.